Namaste. Here we are learning first chapter of political science textbook, the 10th standard. That is, first chapter is power sharing. In order to know the importance of power sharing, we are learning the examples of two countries. So first country we are talking about Belgium. Here we can see there is different ethnic composition of people in Belgium. And what is ethnic? Ethnic means it is a shared culture, that is people are sharing, there is social difference are there based on shared culture. And here in Belgium different major two languages are there. First of all, we can see 59% of people speak Dutch language and 1% of people speak German and 40% of people speak French. So here the majority language is Dutch. So in Belgium, Dutch speaking people are more, that is they are the majority. And here let us move to the Brussels, the capital of Belgium. Here the condition is different. Here only 20% of people speak Dutch and 80% of people speak French. So in this case, French speaking people are majority. As French speaking people are majority, of course we can see that in both the cases majority and minority are different. And so because of these differences, there were some conflicts between Dutch speaking people and French speaking people earlier, but later we can see these differences were solved through certain methods. So and they attained stability in the economy. So while we move to the Sri Lanka, let us see what happened to Sri Lanka. What about the ethnic composition of Sri Lanka? And in Sri Lanka, we can see the north and northeastern portion. Suppose northeastern, you know how to get the direction of north, south, east and west. And here comes north, here south, and this portion we get west, and here we get east, and here we get east. And so north and eastern portion we can see more people are Tamil speaking people. Here Tamil speaking people are in the north and northeastern portion of Sri Lanka, and the rest we can see the majority are Sinhala speaking people. Sinhala speaking people. So here also we can see the conflict between Tamil speaking people and Sinhala speaking people, and the Tamil speaking people we can see the Sri Lankan Tamilians and also Indian Tamil speaking people. And about Sri Lanka, here the Tamil speaking people are about 18% and Sinhala speaking people are about 74%. And here the rest about 7% of people that speak both Sinhala and Tamil. And here this among 18% of Tamil speaking people, 13% are from Sinhala itself, that is Sinhala Tamils. Sinhala Tamils, and the rest, you know, they are Indian Tamils, that is their forefathers came from India. Here we can see, always we can see the fight between Tamil people and Sinhala people. And you know that this was going on and they were demanding the Tamil island, that is they needed a separate state also. This conflict was going on. Now also we can see this is existing there. But here in Belgium, you know that they made some solution of this conflict. This conflict they could able to solve it and that is why for that purpose they have amended their constitution, and that the main thing is that only one method they use, the power sharing. How they share the power and how they solve the conflict, how they solve the civil war. There was no civil war, little bit they had some conflict, but that they could solve it. But in Sinhala we can see that always there were some civil wars were going on. So power sharing, the importance of power sharing is that through this example, how they solve their political instability, that we can see in the next session. Namaste. Last session we were talking about the language differences among Dutch and French speaking people in Belgium and Brussels. Here we can see more about Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka has adopted a majoritarianism. This majoritarianism, we can see that in 1956 the Sri Lankan government has introduced a new act. Through this act they want to dominate the Tamilian people, that is we call it as Sinhala supremacy. In the question paper we can see what is the majoritarianism, or what about the Sinhala, what are the measures taken by the Sinhala government regarding the Sinhala supremacy, that is what is the act of 1956. According to this act, first point we can see that Sinhala became the only one official language, that is by disregarding the Tamil language. And second point is that the Sinhala government has given certain preferential policies. These preferential policies were favoring the Sinhala people. Only the Sinhala people could apply for university positions, and only the Sinhala people could apply for the government jobs. And so first point, only Sinhala became the official language. Second point, the preferential policies adopted by the Sinhala government for the university positions only they can apply for, and they can only, that is they are getting the opportunities in the university positions as well as in the government jobs. So 3 points you got. One more point is there, that is the new constitution was stipulated to foster and protect Buddhism. What is the importance of Buddhism here? Buddhism is the religion of Sinhalas. Buddhism is the religion of Sinhalas. In the Tamil we can see there is Muslims are there, Hindus are there, and 7%. Yesterday, the last class we have seen, last sessions we have seen about 7%. That 7% belongs to Christians, and they are following different religions, different languages they are speaking. That is, they are speaking Tamil language as well as Sinhala language. So here, because of this Sinhala supremacy or majoritarianism, the Tamil people become so frustrated. They started to feel about that they are alienated. That we can see that that last session we have seen in that north and the eastern portion of Sri Lanka, northeastern portion of Sri Lanka, where Tamil people were, they felt that they are alienated, so they needed a separate state. That is Tamil Elam. Elam means state. They needed a separate state. Because of this, why they were so desperate, they were alienated because they thought that they are denied, they are discriminated. That is why they felt alienated, because that they don't know, their language is only Tamil. So that they will not get university positions, they will not get university positions, they cannot, and they cannot enter into government jobs. Their religion also, that they will not be accepted. So Buddhism, where they had given more importance. So that there we can see the civil war. This led to conflict. Why there is conflict? Because of the differences. You are Sinhalas, we are Tamils, or we are Sinhalas, you are Tamils. So that because of these differences led to division led to violence and civil war. What is civil war? If war occur inside the country, we call it as civil war. So the dominance of majority people among the minority people, we call it as the majoritarianism, and in the next session we can see how the Belgium people made, how the Belgium government has solved the differences between French speaking people and Dutch speaking people by amending their constitution, even though they had some conflict earlier, but later on they have solved it. Last session we have seen in Sri Lanka there took place civil war between Sinhala people and Tamil people, and this civil war had made a setback to the social, economic, cultural backgrounds of the people, and really that was the main reason was that they were not ready to share the power by the Sinhala people or the Sinhala government. They don't want to give the power to the Tamil people. And now we can see how the Belgian government or the Belgian people have made the controversy between Dutch speaking people and French speaking people. So this we call it as accommodation in Belgium. And this we can also call as the Belgian model of accommodation, how the French speaking people and Dutch speaking people had made accommodation. And for these purposes, you can see that they have amended their constitution between 1970 and 1993. They amended their constitution 4 times. Because of this amendment, they made this accommodation between Dutch speaking people and French speaking people, even though they had some clash before that. So how they made this accommodation? First point of accommodation in Belgium is that they made a central government. So in the central government means the Belgium, we have already learned that in the Belgium, Dutch speaking people are majority, about 59%. That we have learned the first session, that is about 59% of people were Dutch speaking people. And in Brussels, we can see that about 80% of people were French speaking people. So French were majority in Brussels, and the Dutch 59% of people are Dutch speaking people, Dutch. But you know that, but they were ready to make, that is in Belgium, they were ready to give equal representation to French people also. So equal number, in the central government, there is central government means in Belgium, Dutch and French speaking ministers become equal. Equal number were given to the ministers, for that is irrespective of whether it is Dutch or French, from both cases you know that Dutch speaking people and French speaking ministers shall be equal, and support of majority, that is support of the majority of the members of each linguistic group. No single community can make any unilateral opinion, or they cannot make a decision unilaterally. They should get the majority support from French speaking people and Dutch speaking people, even though in the Dutch you know that there is only 40% were French speaking people. So in Belgium, they formed a central government where Dutch, that is Dutch, and French, that is French speaking ministers shall be equal, and support of majority members from each linguistic group should be supported whatever distance they are taking, and no single community can make decisions unilaterally. That is first accommodation how they made. So you know that even the 40% of the people are French speaking people, they said no problem, we are giving you equal number of ministers from French and equal number of ministers from Dutch. That is the first case. And second case is that here you know that the central government has given powers to the state governments. That is, central government has given powers to the state governments, and no more the state governments are subordinate. Many powers are given from central government to state governments, and no more state governments are subordinate. And that is the second point of accommodation. And third point is that Brussels also, when this I told you, in case of the Brussels, the capital The Brussels also, they formed a government. Only 20% is Dutch speaking people here, even though in Belgium they accommodated this. Here also the Brussels were also ready to give equal representation of ministers from Dutch speaking people and equal representation to the French. So here also in the Brussels also, in the ministry, the council of ministry were formed the equal number of ministers from French speaking people and Dutch speaking people, even though French is the majority. Why they made this type of arrangement? Because the Belgium had already made this arrangement irrespective of majority or minority, equal number of ministers. So they agreed, we are also forming a government as equal number of Dutch and French speaking people. More than that, they formed a third kind of government that we call as a community government. In this community government, from Dutch, already we said this is Dutch, and 1% we have seen that there is German speaking. German. So whether it is German speaking, whether it is French, whether it is Dutch. Here already French and Dutch only. Whatever language they speak, and where do they live, that they form a government on the basis of a community government. Dutch speaking people, French speaking people and German speaking people, irrespective of where do they live. So at last, fourth point, they made a community government. Irrespective of where do they live, they made a community in order to foster their culture socially or language wise or whatever, that they made a government to foster their people. So that all people became so happy, whether it is central government, I told you, whether it is central government or whether it is a separate government in Brussels. We call it as separate. In the textbook it is written, the Brussels, they are having a separate government. Whether it is a separate government, they have got equal ministers. So they were happy and they got a community government to foster their community on the basis of the language. And no more the states are subordinate to the central government. This is very important. This we call it as Accommodation Belgium. In page 5 of this textbook, we can see several questions. This paragraph, you can see several questions. Each sentence we can see it is telling about the question. So first paragraph and the last paragraph is very important. You may not get a direct question as Accommodation Belgium or Elements of Belgium model. Irrespective of that, the textbook lines may be quoted. The arrangement they worked out is different from any other country. It is innovative, what it is, like that. So this we have seen accommodation in Belgium.